Everyone, welcome to Jasper's History Facts. Da-na-na. Well, today is October the 10th, and on this day in 1845, after seeing an unsatisfactory way of training midshipmen, George Bancroft, educator, historian, and Secretary of the Navy, decided to found the U.S. Naval Academy in Annapolis, Maryland, to help shore up those methods. So George Bancroft, like I said, not really a figure that's really talked about as much. There's a few of these figures who do things in the U.S. government that are kind of forgotten about to some degree. George Bancroft is kind of one of them, but this is a pretty big deal. Setting up these naval academies and these military academies, things like West Point and stuff like that. They really are not necessarily more of a modern thing, but they kind of are to some degree. Obviously, a lot of, through history, military commanders are more based on birth, who are you? Birth-wise, are you an important noble or things like that? But merit is more of the common thing, especially by the 1840s, in part because of Napoleon. So you want to train these commanders and things like that up to a higher standard, and even all your soldiers eventually. It's more so an all your soldiers thing, not just the peasant levies that they once used to use. It's all professional armies now. But so you need these little ideas to sprout and take place in small places. Obviously, Annapolis, Maryland is not necessarily a small place, but it's a starting point. You get that, and then you'll get other naval academies. But these are good for standardizing teaching methods, standardizing the rules, and even what tactics should be used in the battlefield. There's a lot of time where you don't have that kind of stuff, and so everyone's using different tactics. Nobody is necessarily trained quite properly, and so so everyone's kind of unprepared. Well, preparation before a battle, even if it's 10, 20 years before battles, is good, especially for someone in the Navy command, where you're going to have to do some things that are not necessarily as easy to maneuver or take hold. But now definitely look more into George Bancroft. Very interesting character. And now you know.